I'm sorry, but I can't stay in a marriage out of obligation. The silence that followed was heavier than anything he had ever felt. That night, he packed his things and left. Life with Selena was intoxicating at first. They dined at restaurants Kwame had only read about in magazines. She encouraged him to buy a sleek new car, to dress better, to enjoy life more. Weekends were spent at resorts, wine glasses in hand, laughter echoing across swimming pools. But the cracks soon appeared. Selena didn't cook, preferring expensive takeout. She dropped hints about wanting a bigger apartment, designer jewelry, and trips abroad. When Kwame came home tired, she would pout, "You're no fun anymore." Then came the night everything shattered. Kwame came home early one rainy evening and found her on the phone. Her voice was low but sharp. "No, babe, I told you, Kwame's just here for now. He's stable. I'm not serious about him." The words froze him where he stood. He realized she hadn't noticed him. His heart pounded. Here for now, not serious. He didn't confront her. He just walked out, drove aimlessly through the rain, and somehow ended up in his old neighborhood. Amma's window was dark. The neighbor told him she had moved months ago. No forwarding address. No phone number. Just gone. He sat in the car for a long time, rain streaking down the windshield. For the first time in years, he cried. Not for Selena's betrayal. He felt nothing for her now, but for Amma, the woman who had loved him when he had nothing, who had stood by him when the world turned its back, and whom he had thrown away. From then on, every joy felt hollow. Every meal tasted bland. He lived with a truth that gnawed at him. Sometimes, you don't realize you had gold until you've traded it for glitter. 2 years later, he saw her. It was in a shopping mall. She wore a bright yellow dress that flattered her figure, and her laughter rang out like music. Beside her was a man, tall, confident, with a protective hand around hers. Her left hand bore a sparkling ring far more elegant than the one Kwame had once given her. Kwame froze, heart pounding. She looked radiant, happier than he had ever seen her. Their eyes met for a moment. There was no anger in hers, no sadness, only a calm, polite acknowledgement. She gave a small nod, then turned back to her companion, their fingers intertwining as they walked away. Kwame stood there, rooted to the spot, watching until they disappeared into the crowd. It hit him then. Amma had found the happiness he had destroyed, but with someone else. And he never would.
You. Yes, you are so beautiful. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.
Kwame drove home from the mall that day with Amma's image haunting him, her laughter, her yellow dress, her hand intertwined with another man's. It was a vision that cut deeper than any insult Selena had ever thrown at him. When he reached the apartment, the first thing he noticed was the silence. No blaring TV, no sound of high heels clicking on the tiles. The second thing he noticed was that the place looked lighter. Too light. His heart began to race as he went to the bedroom. The wardrobe doors stood open, empty on one side. The drawers where he kept important files, ajar. His laptop, his work briefcase, the company project files, his bank cards, all gone. Even the wristwatch he'd bought after his first big paycheck at the firm had vanished. On the dining table was a note in Selena's neat, looping handwriting. "Thanks for the good times. Don't call me. By now, I'm far away." Kwame's breath caught in his throat. He grabbed his phone, but Selena's number was switched off. He called the bank, only to hear the words he feared. All his accounts had been emptied in a series of rapid transactions that morning. The real blow came 2 days later. His boss summoned him to the office. "Kwame, where are the confidential client files for the Maranatha project?" the boss asked, his voice tight. Kwame's stomach twisted. "They were in my apartment. But someone..." The boss cut him off sharply. "These files are missing, and without them, we're in breach of contract. This is gross negligence. We can't have you here anymore." The meeting ended with security escorting him out, his belongings in a battered cardboard box. That evening, Kwame sat alone in the dark, the empty safe in front of him like a mocking grin. He thought of Amma's gold earrings, her sacrifices, and the years she had stood by him. He thought of how he had traded her quiet love for Selena's glamour, and how that trade had cost him everything. Moral lesson: When you abandon loyalty for vanity, you open the door for betrayal to walk in. Some smiles hide knives, and some beauty hides rot. The hands that once held you up in your lowest days are worth more than any glitter that catches your eye. Guard your blessings, or they will become another man's treasure.
Thanks for watching.